welcome to another episode of Slash Chat Podcast. The ass on her, I imagine referring to Tomb Raider, was so sharp it could kill someone.
You haven't truly lived until you've experienced a salty surprise and gay aliens at the same time.
Start
Yes.
talking about foods that we
You're
have
gonna
no
have-
idea.
Like Vegemite.
Like Vegemite.
Yeah, no.
For those who haven't figured it out yet, she doesn't like the color of her brain.
I don't. I hate it. I hate the color pink.
Killed by kangaroos.
You hit one of these things with a car, your car gets fucked and it hops away. Like, these things are big and heavy.
Add this to list of people we have named on this show as Batman.
Speaking of weird, I just found canned dragon meat on Think Geek.
Yay!
The awesomeness.
The awesomeness!
That ending, like, you gotta change the date now.
I
know!
It's like, oh, it's 2 p.m. Oh. So, hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Chat Podcast. I did fix the layout, though. The layout
the
has
all-important layout.
the all-important layout.
Oh yeah.
Now says 10 p.m. Yay!
Very cool. Woo!
Really should fix that intro.
Hey, you only have to fix like one part of it, right?
Crickets.
Crickets.
Just
Yeah, I
like-
could probably fix that real quick.
Re-upload it. So how has everyone been? Oh my god, it feels like forever since we've done a podcast.
It has been
It's
for
been a while.
It's been a while.
holidays and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we were supposed to have our Christmas one, but I ended up doing like last minute shopping. Was like, oh shit. So
Was
I love
actually
that
out
last
day
minute
too.
shopping.
very, very last minute shopping.
Yeah.
Some of my family did the same thing. It's like 9 o'clock the night before. They're like, it's good. It came on. It's open 24/7.
Yep.
It's really just like, oh my god.
Kmart.
I wish.
Mm.
Excuse me. I wish our Kmart was open 24/7. Then I'd never have to go in the Walmart.
Yeah, that's true.
Kmart
What is
is like the drunk cousin of Target. Have you ever been in a Have you ever been in a
I
Kmart?
would definitely say
Yes.
it definitely used to be. Here, I sort of prefer it to our Targets because Target has a lot of nothing now.
Okay, I heard that there were like an experiment where just these students hid inside a Kmart to see if they could stay there without being noticed. They got away with it for like 3 days in
Really?
the Kmart.
Lived
That's
in
what I
Kmart
heard.
for 3 days.
That's what I heard.
But
And
where
as we
did
know,
they
everything on the
sleep?
internet is true.
Because the people who work at Kmart just don't give a shit. Because
It
it is
depends on the Kmart.
Yeah, every one of the sort of department stores have their own little restaurant. Like Walmart can have Subways or McDonald's. Target has their like Starbucks. Kmart has a Little Caesars. That should tell you
Yep.
the quality of Kmart's
So,
upkeep.
Ours has
Ours-
like a little mom and pop diner in it.
ours here, no restaurants really in them at all.
And here's another example of why Kmart employees don't give a shit. There was a guy I follow on YouTube named Super Game Eskimo posted a picture of a Jimmy Neutron VHS tape, which was originally distributed back around like probably the mid 2000s. The people at Kmart care so little about managing their inventory that a VHS tape of a 10-year-old movie remained on their shelves completely untouched.
Wow,
That's
America.
kind of impressive. It's kind of impressive.
Kmart's dirty. It's just
I think it depends on the store you go into.
I was
man.
gonna say, I think it really depends.
and,
It's
and
like
apparently
the
the
week
country
where
at
I
this
live,
point.
the Kmart has like a mom and pop diner in it, and is cleaner usually than the Walmart we have. And the Walmart, the closest thing they have to a restaurant, is like a pretzel place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Auntie Anne's pretzels are pretty damn good, though.
they are
Yeah,
good.
but they're not open that much.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about this because I'm trying to watch what I eat as he drinks a Mike's Hard Lemonade margarita.
No, that's tomorrow. Give me time.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
The chat. That's funny.
What?
That's essentially
I'm
someone.
looking at the
that's,
chat, too.
that's the girl equivalent of no homo.
Kind of what? Kind of.
Oh, this is perfect.
And that was to Alex, not to the chat, by the way. Slap Alex.
Oh, smack your face.
I get
Smack
slapped
your
around
face.
a lot.
I get abused a lot. You could just put me in
It's
a
true.
commercial and then overlay a Sarah McLachlan song. I'm just lying on the ground with
Killed
bruises.
Garth. You killed Garth.
I was just trying to drink. Almost killed me, man.
Sorry. Because of course, those Sarah McLachlan commercials are absolutely hilarious.
It's like, oh my god, look at that, the animal is crying.
I bet even the animals are thinking,
Oh,
like,
no.
dude, do you really need to play this song? We are just animals after all.
It
Oh.
wasn't that bad until the music started. Now
Oh, jeez Louise.
All right. Nice way to start.
Yeah, amazing way to start.
yes. I'm gonna have to fun
Well, at
everything.
least we have the title for the show already. In the arms
What?
of an angel.
The arms of a Kmart restroom.
I thought we were going
Oh,
to the
Oh no.
New Year's Eve.
Eve,
it is.
Eve. Oh
Well,
my god.
It's New Year's Eve for me, being in Australia at all.
That's
of
true.
course. He's in
Yeah.
the future.
That's true.
That's right. I come to you now from the future. Anyway,
Like, does the future have giant monster spiders in our backyard?
the
Yes.
past did
Then
also.
I'm just gonna prepare my shelter now.
Nope.
Fair enough.
Don't worry,
Like,
dude. I
The
still got the
shelters here
bunker.
would probably have them too.
Would have a bunker.
God, how many bunkers have I been building in 7 Days to Die lately?
Uh,
Paddle the dog
God,
to victory.
hey, I have my computer back. We should play that together. I love that game.
7
I haven't been
Days
able
to
to play it in like 9 weeks. I haven't had a computer for 9 weeks. I just want to point this out.
They've changed a few things, just so you know.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hmm. They added a couple things, but I'll talk about that when it's my turn to talk about.
I have a question for when that
As I
comes
start
around.
dying.
So yeah.
Oh. Okay, so in the spirit of, it being New Year's Eve, we're essentially gonna make this the New Year's Eve podcast thing.
Good.
Well,
'cause
it is
we're not
for
going to
me.
have another chance to do it.
I know! This is our last one this year! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my
We've been doing
god!
this for a while. Jesus.
Yeah!
We have. Wow. That's actually kind
Yeah.
of mind blowing.
Yep.
We've been at this for a bit now.
Pretty much. We're on episode 30.
What?
Very
Episode
nice.
30. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That means we only miss 22 weeks this year.
Yep.
Hey! So, personally, I'm just gonna open this up to the floor. We're not gonna do introductions. We're not gonna do anything fancy. We're not gonna do anything quite so structured as we do. So those of you worried about news, feel free. Not this week. We're gonna talk about the best of 2014, or the worst of 2014.
Best and worst. Okay.
Best and worst. So, going down the list, what is your favorite moment of 2014? Alex?
Oof, oh my god.
Tough.
Moment? Like
Just
like
moment.
anything?
Like your life. Like your favorite of 2014.
I don't know. 'Cause there's a lot that's going on. I don't know. It's nothing. No single moment has really stood out. Of course, I could say like meeting all you guys. just Josh's
To be
face.
cheesy with it.
Yeah. Follow that
It's
up.
getting
Yeah.
cold in here.
Oh,
I better put on my galoshes.
No, seriously. Oh, you guys are great. I love doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just been a year of me trying to figure out a lot of things going on in my life. Just because I moved because I'm looking for a more established lifestyle as far as being able to live on my own and get a better job and stuff. So, and of course, I completely regret not hanging out with you guys, except you, Carthnell, just because you're in Australia. Not because you're a bad person.
No, it's because he's a bad person. It's because he is Australian.
If you lived in Pittsburgh, you would be on equal planes with everyone else. But right now, you're in another continent, so
Very
compromises have to be made. So
All right, sure.
I just love doing this. I just love doing this podcast. It's always fun just goofing off with you guys and just being nerdy. That's really fun to do. I do like how I've been able to get my YouTube channel working because for a while I just didn't have anything. I had absolutely nothing on that channel. I had 3 videos and only one of them was even remotely good.
I was watching you play hilariously bad Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Which
I subscribed
one?
to you, following it. It's the new Sonic Boom stuff. So
Oh my god, that game
it's
is
the commentary that does it. It's like we know the game is bad watching it. You don't
I
just
mean,
keep
well the
watching
thing
it.
is, that game was bought by my friend Matt, who I've known all my life. He's just a amazing guy, and he started doing his YouTube channel. And when I moved back, I'm like, dude, we should kind of do some more joint projects. So he thought, let's do Sonic Boom, and I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, did you read any of the reviews? Like, Hardcore Gamer had a review. It was a pretty early review. No one liked that game. And they show all the videos of all the glitches and how. And then I played the game. And I want to say that even if the game did not have. Well, first of all, episode 5, when I upload it, because Matt's going to upload episode 4. When I upload episode 5, you need to see episode 5.
Oh god.
Because magic things happen.
Magic things happen. That's
But
very worrisome.
Even if Sonic Boom was not buggy, it is boring. It is so boring and repetitive. Nothing new happens. It is so dull. It is so completely devoid of any interesting aspects. And I've just, because we knew it would be bad from the very start. That very first silhouette image of all of the new redesigns and everyone lost their shit. Everyone's like, this is going to be terrible. And then they released the trailer and they have Skrillex's Bangarang as the main theme. Everyone started to realize. And for a while, we thought, maybe this won't be terrible. And then we got a clue. But I'm trying to do more with my channel, and it was really good to kind of get that going, because I was avoiding the more traditional Let's Play format for a while, because I'm like, there's nothing going on here. There's so much dead air. And then I'm like, you just gotta do it right, I guess. So I have a few. I want to play more games. I want to play more stuff with Matt, and I want to try and work on my fully produced videos. So getting my YouTube channel back going was great, because I really feel like I have this sort of hobby that I'm really able to work on, because I want to work on this stuff, and it's really fun. Will I ever get money for it? Probably not. But oh, and for the record, Cat, that all got figured out. That stuff that we were talking about off the cast. That's okay.
Awesome.
Kudos for Google on that. We did not expect you to do that. So,
Wait, what?
let's just say Google completely understood. They got back to us promptly.
Gotcha.
And I'm surprised by that, because they're a big company. They got a lot of stuff going on.
We
Taking
can
over
talk
the world,
more
what?
in later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's just been a lot to do. I'm still kind of looking for more permanent work, but it's just been lots happened this year, and I honestly can't think of a best moment, because I don't know. A lot of stuff's happened, so I'll just push this question on someone else. You do it.
Oh man, I'll take it if you want.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Cardinal,
You
best
volunteered.
moment of 2014.
I'm volunteering. Why not? Because everyone else is just like, nope.
Nope.
Man, there have been a lot of great moments throughout the year. I mean, people tend to remember the bad stuff more, but there has been some good ones. I think for me personally, I had a moment while I was working up at the mines doing security that just confirmed that, yeah, I could do this job the rest of my life, and I am good at what I do. It was like a 20-man arrest on a bunch of people that came into the compounds. So, yeah, our team was 4 guys. So,
Officer Cardinal, take a name.
yeah. Pretty much.
I am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I am all out of bubblegum.
I thought you were
Pretty
going
much.
to say you were all out of ass.
I can picture Cardinal just completely kung fuing all of the intruders like nobody's business.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Just guy comes up back behind him with like a 2x4, and he just goes whoosh, and the guy falls.
That's right.
And then at the end, when
Now
there's
this
just
happened in my head.
bodies strung up all over the place, he just takes out a cigarette and just goes and says something cool, like some cool action movie line, but with an Australian theme. Like, look at all
Best thing I
these
could do
shrimps
would be
on Barbie.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Here.
You're awesome, Carth. You can totally do that. I know you could do that. We believe in you.
Best I could do would be a Gandalf quote, but you know that's about it.
We'll take it.
Picture Carth just kung fu
Yeah,
with all
I
these
think
guys.
we're
That'd be
good.
awesome.
Charlotte House.
That'd be awesome.
Or you know, just stand there for my teammates going, "I come back to you now at the turn of the tide."
Oh, I thought you'd use like
Walk away.
Jedi mind tricks on him.
Make sure you have a large.
This is
bottle
not
of
the
detergent
compound you
when
are
say
looking
that.
for.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot that had to be sacrificed to go work up there, obviously, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's like there's not even civilization at that point. It's just a giant hole in the ground, literally. There's no people, no internet, no connection. So it was like that's when like my streaming and stuff pretty much stopped because I was up there for 3 months. And then yeah. So there was pretty much me just devoid of all technology, which was a little bit difficult for me, being gamer Dave that sits in a chair going, I must play all the games.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so my worst moment will probably come from there, but I'll talk to you guys about that when we get to that part. But yeah, I'll pass on to the next guy because that was my best moment, I think.
It's getting
of course,
other
than the meeting you guys, obviously, but I didn't want to go the cheesy route.
Okay, so I have to be the guy that does it.
Yeah.
What was the best thing about this year? This was the best thing about this year. But
very nice.
Yeah. Besides that, lots of good. Like this has been a good year for me in general. Like everybody else, I actually have like a YouTube channel that's up and going now. I just got done making another video that's going to hit tomorrow. I've got the video talks about it, but I have a whole bunch of like other stuff going on. I'm actually going to have a Twitch now. It's going to have streaming and whatnot.
Hey, I watched you play Destiny.
I was going to say the PS4 happened for Christmas, so this is a thing now.
Oh, why'd you get it now?
Why
There's
not?
nothing to play now.
Like I have about 8 friends that play Destiny, including
There you go.
a
All right.
roommate who's playing it downstairs right now.
Why do they do that? Destiny's not good.
Destiny is fun.
It shouldn't be good. It shouldn't be good. I'll agree with you there. But I don't know why. It's insanely fun. It
I know
really
why.
is with other people.
It's because you have people to play it with.
That's really it.
That's
If
the
you play it by
exact
yourself, and if it's like did you ever see that live action trailer for it with the Led Zeppelin song and all that in it?
Immigrant song, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the funny bit is yeah. If you play with friends, that's exactly what the game is like.
Oh yeah.
It's like
there's
Led
sort of
Zeppelin.
a story. There's sort of a story. We don't really care that much. We go and kill Xenos and run around and
It has Peter, I can't voice act Dinklage.
there's actually a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot of stuff that they'd cut out, and you can tell in points, and you can tell where there is more stuff hinted at that might end up happening later.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it is really still fun if you have people to play it with.
Oh,
I don't know why, but it is a lot of fun. So I'm probably going to get involved with that soon. Like, there's probably going to be Dragon Age videos happening sooner than later.
Inquisition?
Yeah.
Ooh, I heard that was really good.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. And I'm probably made the most ridiculous character I've made so far. And there's gonna be a lot of that. And there's a special release happening next that will be teased up on my YouTube tomorrow. But yeah, Twitch TV/Raytog is now a thing, and I'm happy about that.
I have to update the overlay, cat.
I ruined it. I messed up the layout again. But besides hanging out with everybody else, got a lot further in work, made a lot of friends, a lot of good stuff. So I can't say really that much bad stuff about this year, except I worked way too much, but I got money for it, so that's always good.
It's always handy.
And yay for actually having more time off to hang out with people, which is about to happen at the very tail end of the year. But I'll take it.
So, Jeremy, best moment of 2014?
In general, probably getting back into actually going to school somewhere. Even though it's not what I actually want to do long term, it's helping pay off what I need to do to go back for what I want long term. And also, they really made a mistake when they let me use the plasma cutter because I do crap like this.
That looks
We've got about
really
a
cool, to
half
be
dozen of
honest.
these, and they actually fly pretty well.
He's already tested. His head's in the
Yeah?
wall behind him.
He has like
I mean-
those straw
See, that's cool.
dummies
I
in the
like
back
the
with
Thunderbird.
bullseyes there.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do, and I think I showed off the Thor hammer one time. I didn't get very far on
Yeah.
it because the car I was using died, so I have a new car too, which that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
We both did that at about the same time too.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty awesome. I have a car I know is going to last for at least another 150, 200,000 miles. So that was pretty cool. But the biggest thing is getting back into school because I feel like life's actually progressing again and not just in a holding pattern. It might take me a little bit longer to get into the nanotech stuff than I wanted, but in the process, I'm becoming a certified welder and a certified machinist and certified on some of the mechatronics stuffs for automation and plants. And hopefully about halfway through the summer, I'll be certified to work in clean rooms too. And a little birdie told me there's an AMD plant around here somewhere, so I may be trying to get a job there.
Monies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Some of the stuff I could do with welding or machining starts off at a really high pay grade. It's just kind of, underwater welding's dangerous, but if I'm willing to work in saltwater, I can start at 50 or 75 bucks an hour.
Very nice.
So, and I mean, there's a coke plant not too far from where I live, and I know some of the millwrights there, so if I get a high enough certification from the Welding Society, I might actually be able to get a job on there as a millwright, and that starts at, I think, 30 or 35 an hour. So that'll get me back in what I actually want to do a lot faster. I've made some fun friends along the way there. We broke my mechatronics class the one day because we were quoting Dragon Ball Z abridged back and forth. Like half
I'm
the
not
class was
surprised.
in on it, the other half's looking around like, what the hell is going on? No! Is that the beta male?
Oh, hey, Wallace is in the chat.
God damn it, Nappa!
One of my DAG people is in the chat. Hi, Wallace.
Very awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll also be able to make some fun stuff for DAG. I may have a few new recruits for that, though one of them, it's going to be a while before he's ready. He's, really young.
We'll take him. We don't care. We'll take him. We'll throw him on the field. He'll get
The
hit.
boys
It'll be
program at
great.
gymnastics has started to really blossom. I'm up to about 17 kids, which our girls team, we keep losing people more and more because, there were a lot of people when the current owner bought the gym that were kind of on the edge of quitting anyway because there was other things they wanted to do. They were getting older. They were moving out of the area, yada, yada, yada. So we went from having about 40 people on team to having about 20, 25. And we didn't have a boys program at all when she started. And now, I've been working my tail off and we're up to about 17. I'm still going to do a Kickstarter for it at some point. That just kind of because, with school, I didn't really have much time. And I finally found a logo that I like. It's kind of a stylized
Very
Thunderbird
cool.
thing because I figured that goes with Windrunner, Free Runner, all that kind of fun crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and playing the weld shop's fun. They let they let me near the plasma CNC machine. This was probably not a good idea on their part. The head of the department came by one day as I'm cutting out Assassin's Creed logos and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, you're making Christmas ornaments?" Like, "Yeah, sure,
Christmas.
that's what I'm doing." Right. I mean, I'm making somebody,
Merry
this
Christmas.
high carbon quarter plate, and I use the plasma cutter to cut out the blank for the blade, and then I'm gonna shine it up. But you can see, kind of
That's thick.
on the frame, it's thick, but that's the edge from the plasma cutter. It's that smooth straight out of the machine. That's without me doing anything to it yet. So it's going to make it a lot
That's
easier.
nice.
Are you
So
killing necromorphs with that plasma cutter?
He
I'm
was
sorry, I
playing
had
Riddick.
to. I'm
He was
sorry.
playing Riddick.
No, it's from Dead Space.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh God.
These things are sharp.
I remember to cut off the limbs.
hmm But
Stomp on their face.
so probably what I'm going to do, since I've got a little portable forge that I built, I'm probably going to buy a bunch of high carbon plate and cut out as many sword blanks as I can before they catch on to what I'm doing. And then over the summer, I'll probably just turn them into actual swords and maybe see if I can sell them at a rent fair on Etsy or something. Because, I've got like my LaForge blades, and I like them. And I really like they come with a guarantee, but I started looking at them and realized, at this point, I know how to do everything to make a sword like this, so why am I not making swords like this? Because I
Very
can
good
tell
point,
the
man.
backside of my Falcutta that I have, it was just cut with a plasma cutter, but it was cut with a manual one, and I have access to a CNC, so why not use it, right? It'll be a lot of work with a grinder, but it'll be fun.
And that's the important part.
Mm-hmm. I just have to remember wear earplugs. Grinders are loud as hell. I actually need ear
Okay.
protection more in the weld shop than I do in the machine shop because of the grinding. But, I didn't
Very
manage
cool.
to horribly set myself on fire in the weld shop this year, so that's another good thing. Unlike the one jackass in my class set his leg on fire up to the knee before he realized he was on fire. Then again, he was also drunk.
Oh.
Out.
Oh.
That's the best. That's the best.
And one guy I'm pretty sure failed out because he didn't even show up for his final. But, he'd be like cutting with the oxyacetylene torch and he kept losing the flame. And so it happened on multiple occasions. Either I went over, the lab aide went over, the teacher went over to try and give him some tips to keep him from doing that. And he's cutting with the torch and go, "What?
Oh, son of a
Lit
bitch.
oxy torch."
That's how you melt someone's face off.
Yeah, he
Oh.
wasn't brightest bulb in the box. He was still needing help setting up his machine if the settings were a little different. Like, the last 2 weeks of class, so I'm kind of glad he's not in there anymore.
Sounds like it.
Mm.
But, yeah, going to school and getting, what did I decide on? Ghostwalker, yeah, that's what I decided to name the car. And those of
Very
you who
cool.
played Shadowrun will get the reference. Those of you who haven't, trust me.
It's always a Shadowrun name.
Well,
Your
the funny
cars,
part
always.
is, the last car I actually owned was a nice blue color, and so I named it Mountain Shadow, which is Dunkelzahn, which is Ghostwalker's brother.
Yeah. That's
I think it's
gonna be fun.
Marmar's turn.
I was
is.
just waiting because I was like, what? Like, tangent? No.
Go!
So, I want to say my personal favorite moment for 2014 was actually giving birth to a computer.
I heard giving birth, and I'm like, what?
We were like, what?
I was giving birth to a computer because I
Okay,
mean,
I'm still confused. Not as confused as just. But,
She had a robo baby.
Oh, great. I knew she was an android.
yeah,
Secret cat android.
right.
Android 17!
Oh,
No.
no.
I do that voice a little too well.
Oh man, you do all of them a little too well, but that's the only disturbing one.
I follow Takahata on Twitter. He's pretty funny. And he's freaking ripped. He always does gym pictures. He's freaking. I'm like, oh my god.
So, what was your computer, baby?
Romance
Yeah,
over there.
getting my new computer, getting my actual like big rig computer was like my favorite moment of 2014. Getting to move into a pink room. Well,
Haha.
The pink,
yeah,
always the pink room.
the pink room. Still, I mean,
It's pink like your soul.
oh dear God. Oh dear God. No. Eventually, at some
Cute little
point,
pink soul.
at some
That's
point,
fake.
this room will not be pink. But until then, I'm stuck in the pink room. But no, definitely my greatest accomplishment though for 2000.
You got to go to PAX? Shibu Shofu in the chat? Lucky asshole.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to PAX sometime. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But no, it's definitely getting this up and running. Definitely getting like /chat/camp off its feet. Streaming more, getting to meet you guys even more than what I did, which was like here and there, or, hi, how are you? Like play a video game, but actually bring people together and bring us as friends pretty much closer together has just been awesome. Like it would have to be like one of my greatest accomplishments though of 2014. Definitely, it's definitely been amazing fun, absolute amazing fun. I couldn't say anything bad about it at all. At all. Maybe the restrictions to like Twitch and being like, hey, your videos have to be 2 hours long or they can't be uploaded and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not from us, it's the technical part of it that I'm like, grrr. But yeah, it's definitely been great. 2014 I can say it has had its ups and downs.
Now we sound like the things from Firefox, or not Firefox, Star Fox.
Yeah. It's definitely had its ups and downs, but I don't know. It's had more ups to me. And I don't know. It's been an amazing year, and I hate to say it, but I kind of like 2015. What you gonna do, brah? Huh? What you gonna bring? Huh?
Got it.
How
We're doomed.
the fuck? Like, come
We're all
on,
doomed.
We're
come
screwed.
on, bring it on.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. 2015. Come on.
You have lost
on.
internet connection.
No, it's just
Oh no.
I don't know. It's definitely been a good year. Definitely been a good year, and I don't know. There's been a lot accomplished. I feel like 2014 has just been like the accomplishment year for everything, like new house, like just new technical like shows, new stuff that I've been making, just in general. Like it kind of 2014 feels like a new beginning. It's really weird, but it really does. It really does. So, off of a mushy topic, off of it, we're done. We're gonna crumble it up and throw it away. So,
Swish.
swish. Next question. Favorite game of 2014? And it has to have come out this year.
It has to have come out this year.
It has to
Okay.
have come out this year. Favorite game of 2014?
Let me open up Steam here.
Yeah, I gotta look and see what I've played that actually.
Which game did I
this year.
not play the least?
Favorite
It's a
game?
thing of- I've played a lot of games this year, but most of them didn't come out this year, so I've gotta look.
Well, we all
Well,
know it
well,
wasn't
if-
Assassin's
if-
Creed, even though we're big fans of that.
Well, if everyone's still confused, I actually, for Hardcore Gamer, they have the editor's choice, where the editors can make their top 10. And it's been out for a while, so I might as well just spoil it, because it's been out for since the 26th, unless you want to see like everything. But well, I won't say all the 10. I mean, because there are some. There were a lot of games that I played that were old, and then or that were remakes of old games. One that and we couldn't put remakes on these lists because we can't. Aside from Pokemon and Omega Ruby, because they are technically remakes, but they are built from the ground up. But there were a lot of games that I liked this year, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it was a bad year for gaming. So many disappointments, so many arguments." And I'm thinking, where have you been? There was a lot to love this year.
It was.
And a lot of the games that I liked the most were the ones that I really didn't expect to like the most. So I'm just going to kind of pepper a few. I don't want to give my whole top 10 list away, but I'm just going to right off the bat, you guys probably know what my favorite game of the year is, which is Bayonetta 2.
That's
Just
what I was
because
going to get.
Yeah.
I am a
So-
Platinum Games fanboy because
I like Solutions Platinum Games. Check.
over time I was like, why do I like these games so much? And I love Platinum Games. I even liked the Legend of Korra game, and that was probably the weakest Platinum Games game. like, I have no interest in the Korra series. I think Avatar is not an anime, and that people who like it are crazy. But I played the. Sorry, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about your lesbian ending. I don't think you should sensationalize what's her face and the other girl. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care about Korra. But I played the Legend of Korra game for review, and I'm like, this isn't bad. The critics who hated it were just bad at it. I mean, that's really what I can say. But I kind of figured out why I like Platinum Games game. Platinum Games, there is no distractions. There are no side quests. It's just the game. There's no extraneous modes. There's nothing like that. It's just the gameplay is good. It is the next-gen equivalent of the game design that made retro games, because retro games couldn't give you a ton of side quests. They couldn't give you all these other options because they didn't have the power to do it. But then, like, it's just pure. It's just straight ahead, and it's just done so well. And like, I follow the Kamiya, who is sort of the Platinum Games icon. He blocks anyone. He is such a dick. He is a big dick. But the people who he will block you if you talk about bringing Bayonetta to another system. He will block you if it's a question he's already asked. He just says blocked, done. And I'm like, so he always puts out this list like, do not ask me about these. I'm tired of talking about them. Like, there was this one tweet where someone said, do you ever think that Bayonetta would be good if it wasn't on an inferior console since it's only on the Wii U? And he replied, does your mother disappointed in her inferior son? And I'm like, oh, shots fired.
Yeah.
I know, he is such a dick, but that guy deserved it. I'm sorry. But it's just this retro sensibility, this idea that you can take something. There's no frills. There's no distracting. Like, I shit on Grand Theft Auto 5 so much because it gives you all these side quests that don't mean anything. They're just there, just to give you something to do, and they don't have any meaning to it. And I don't like that. I like the idea of just make your game good, make the core element good, and then it'll be awesome. Now, I'm not saying side quests are bad, but they need to have meaning. That's why Skyrim works, because all these crazy side quests give you experience. They have a purpose.
Yep.
But Bayonetta 2, like, it just didn't stop. And the fact that everything was kind of against it, because it's like, oh, it's a Wii U exclusive. This game wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Nintendo. And it comes out and it's just, it's the best action game I've played in so long. It's the reason I bought a Wii U, to be honest, when I'm like, oh, Bayonetta 2 is only going to be on Wii U? Well, now I got to buy it. And it comes out, and it just completely satisfies all my expectations. There was not... The boss fights. The boss fights are just so over the top. And,
over the top is a good explanation for those games.
It's crazy. I mean, it's in the first sequence you pilot an angel mech. You are like in a giant robot. And I'm like, this is the first section. What is going on? I don't know what's going on. Like, but there are some other games that I kind of want to give props to. Shovel Knight for sure. That game was just good fun. As far as the retro games, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was up there. Velocity 2X. One game that I spent a pretty interesting amount of time with was Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator is hilarious.
Goat Simulator is, I mean, you really got to give props to those guys just because they just made a game that made no sense. They kept bugs in unless they were game breaking. They just didn't
Sometimes
care.
Even if they were.
I mean, I played this, and I'm watching, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. And then they make Goat MMO Simulator, which was just an update where they just poke fun at WoW. Other games, Bravely Default on 3DS. Played Smash Saki Baby, I talked about on Vita, which was probably the best Vita game I've ever played and will ever play. And I also want to give props to Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes for completely getting me excited for Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. And everyone was complaining like, oh, it's too short, you're paying for a $30 demo, and I'm like, have you played the game? It's incredible. And of course, when it comes out on PC, the modders find a way where you can play as Hideo Kojima. You gotta love those modders.
What?
I love the modding community. They are great. Other games that I probably spent a lot of time on. I spent a ton of time in Skyrim. Played Metro Redux, which was a good remake. And I played. What else? It was really good playing Persona 4 on the streams that I do, because I've been wanting to play that for a while. It's been in my library for so long, but I never got around to it, so now that I'm streaming. And I do that at the end of every month, and I've noticed with my streams, I really don't want to stream anything anymore except Persona 4, which means I'm considering making every weekly stream Persona 4, because it would let me get through the game faster, and I just have more fun with it. I'm kind of throwing that idea around, maybe, because Persona 4 is fun. So, in a nutshell, my favorite game is Bayonetta 2, clearly. Like, there's no question. No contest whatsoever.
Cardinal, favorite game?
Okay,
2014.
so I think that this sort of falls into two different categories. For my Xbox, it's literally like the only game that I have is Destiny. I like that because I have about 4 or 5 people that I play with on a regular basis. Like when the game first came out and I picked up and played it, I hated it because I was just by myself playing this game. It was like there was no one else around, whatever, and that was like months. I didn't even own it. I was at a friend's place while everyone was asleep. I was just up going, nothing to do, Destiny. Then my mates convinced me to get it. Exactly, and my mates convinced me to get it, and it's just been like hours and hours dumped into this game that I didn't even know where they went, but it was a lot of fun. It's, it brought a lot of us closer together that we haven't even talked, for months or whatever, because they're like, we play this game, whatever, because like someone live in different sides of the country, so
it's
whatever.
It's like, it does all the things you like about an MMO, but it's fun like Borderlands.
Exactly, and
it has an end game,
and
it has raids, and raids are
now,
6 people.
Now, Karth, did you play it on Xbox? Which Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox 360.
Okay, and Josh played it on PS4?
PS4.
Yeah.
Well, now I might actually have to try it on PS4 now that I know that someone else plays it. I can actually have someone to play it with. So.
Yeah, I have a couple. Wallace is in the chat here, who he plays with me.
Oh, nice.
He's also my unit leader in DAG. That's him. When flying the flag back here, he knows.
Very cool. I think I didn't actually get an Xbox until like later this year because it was really cheap. I got mine for like $50, and I was like, that's how you get a console.
$50 is good for that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, got the.
What other games did you get for it?
Well, I've got a bunch of them that I got for free for the whole Xbox Live thing. They give you 2 free games a month.
That's good.
Yeah. I think they do that. I have Halo 4 that I got. It's freaking amazing. I loved it. But Destiny still tops that just a bit because there's people playing it with me, so it makes a big difference. For the computer, like for my PC Master Race platform, my favorite game of this year was actually released like 2-3 years ago, but I didn't play it till this year, and that was Mass Effect 3. I think I actually had a really.
I am so anti-Mass Effect. I am so anti-Mass Effect.
Are you one of those people that's like
boring?
Are you one of those people that's like, there's 40 different endings and everything, colors change? No.
I just think it's boring. I just think that it is completely overrated. I hate using the term overrated, and I know it's like.
That's the thing is like people like different things. Well, that's the thing is I don't like you calling it shit, but that
there are better
like
BioWare games. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I've hated most of the things that they've made, but being said, I liked that one. I thought it was a great game. I don't care about your opinion right now.
That's fair enough. You can say as much as
exactly.
You can shit over mine all you want. That's how it works.
Exactly. It's the internet after all.
Of course.
And that's the thing. Like people have different reactions to all sorts of shit, and like best proof of that is my initial reaction to Destiny and the fact that it changed so much when I played with other people. It's holy crap. Like when I first played Destiny, my reaction was, "Am I playing Halo right now? This is weird."
I thought it was. It's like Halo Land is what they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it felt kind of like that. But yeah, once you get the people, it's amazing. I've still yet to do a raid. Yet all of my characters are level like 31, so I can't get past that point without a raid. So
you would be surprised for a game that tries to act like a casually MMO. The raid mechanics are brutal as shit.
Oh god, yeah,
so brutal.
I've only done, I think, the first half of Vault of Glass. I'm not even sure if that's half of it.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Oh my god. It took 3 hours, and we gave up.
It's so weird to hear the words Halo and Raid in the same conversation.
Destiny does it, man.
For people that are good at those raids and have done it, it takes them 45 minutes. I got to the halfway point in like 3 hours with my group, and we're just like, fuck this shit. We are out of here. No more raiding for us. We're fucking done. We don't know what we're doing.
Did you pull a
Let's get
Massachusetts?
You
totally pulled a Massachusetts, didn't you?
I don't know what you mean. I don't live in America.
Long Horizon.
Right. Okay. Right.
Just
anyway,
like,
but
naked bosses fire at his face.
But yeah, so like we bailed on that shit, and we're just like, no, I'm not doing this. So I now need to find other people to raid with. But yeah, I mean, Mass Effect 3 takes top game there. I don't think I've actually played that many games that were released this year, because I tend to have a bit of a back catalog because I'm always pretty poor up until recently, so I buy games from like the year before or something, and when they go on massive sale,
you'll find a ton of stuff on Humble.
I fucking have been on there this year. I'm like, oh my god, that thing has like saved my gaming life basically. Because oh dear god.
I will tell you this. I can tell that my Steam pile is too big because I went to my Steam pile, found a game, and I forgot where I got it from.
Somebody can't hear.
Jeremy.
Yes. Sorry.
Getting mad feedback.
Oh, I think she's hearing that feedback now.
I'm hearing the wind from the feedback.
No. Yeah.
I don't.
So you're finally hearing it. That's what
I haven't
me and
changed
Josh
anything.
with the entire time.
Yeah, there's a little bit of.
Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah, I haven't changed anything. I can hear the hum, but it's been there the whole time.
Oh, I didn't hear it until like you started scratching your ear, and I'm like, now I can hear it. What?
Did it go away?
Yeah, I don't hear.
It leaves when you speak.
It leaves
how
when I speak.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's how I know it's you. So.
Okay.
But yeah,
If
so
it stops.
you know, I've had a good year when it comes to games, and I'm interested to hear what the rest of you guys have been doing. Like, what's your favorite game? So
I don't hear any real feedback on my end, but that's just me.
Although I did get gifted a buttload of games that came out this year for Christmas.
What'd you get?
So let's see, I got LA Noire, I got Remember Me, I got a lot of stuff. Can't remember who they're from as well. Trying to remember where they're all from. I got Gauntlet. That seems like it'd be pretty freaking amazing. There was another one in there. I can't remember what it is. I feel horrible. But yeah. And I'm waiting for next year. The next Dead Island looks like it's going to be pretty sweet. So.
Oh god, that's going to be bad. It's going to be bad like the first one. I don't know.
Hey,
it's a
take the story completely out of the equation. Zombie survival game.
But
not
to
too
be
bad.
fair, 2015 is looking to be a lot better than 2014. Because all the games that were going to come out in 2014 got pushed to 2015.
That is true.
I mean, all the consoles are going to have something. Same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Even PC is going to have a lot.
Yeah.
So
Hey, I might actually buy one of those next.
yeah, we'll
console.
talk about that in a bit. So, so who's next?
But yeah. Next one up.
Okay, me.
What'd you play?
Well,
Best game.
favorite of 2014. Well, like I said, I just got all these like Destiny and Dragon Age, but I haven't actually really played all the way through those yet. And while I hear Dragon Age is fantastic, apparently it's on the Skyrim level of shit to do, and it's got a lot. So I'm not into that yet. But if I have to say my favorite game that I played of 2014, it would probably be Alien Isolation.
Ooh, good choice.
Because
I heard that was really scary.
I'm a big horror game fan and movies and all that stuff, and that game got me. in a lot of good ways. It will
Is it
scare.
redemption for Colonial Marines?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the other game I got
Absolutely.
yesterday.
Oh, Colonial Marines.
I
Ugh.
played it, didn't really like it for a little bit, closed it, and it kept rebooting itself and relaunching.
It
I
won't
had
let
to
you go.
kill it
It won't
and
let you
kill
go.
Steam. It would not let me go. It relaunched itself about 15 times before I could stop it. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell?
See, I was all excited for
It's
that
going.
game.
Don't leave me. Don't
See,
turn it
for
off.
a
No.
while, the early impressions of Alien Isolation, everyone's like,
They were
and then it
worried
comes
because
out,
they were worried because of Colonial Marines, and it
and then
worked
they
out.
come. Yeah.
It worked out. I mean, it was less of trying to be another Alien game, and it was more like Amnesia and Outlast style thing, where you can sort of fight. You don't want to.
But you don't want to.
Yeah, you actually had to. All your survival instincts had to kick in. You were actually afraid, hiding from things. You didn't want to like progress quickly. You're like, oh, I gotta get around this. Oh, I'm not going. No, I'll wait. I'll wait. It was
Yeah, I
it was a
heard-
good ride.
Yeah, and that's because that's the kind of Alien game that you want to make. Because that's what the movie's about. They're just trying to get away from these things. Really.
Well, if it's been a long time since that franchise was actually horror oriented, it was always action horror with more emphasis on action than the horror. So this was a welcome turn back. And they did a whole bunch of cool little things, like they got the atmosphere just right. They got all of the goofy old like 1980s technology look.
Oh yeah, with the
They recorded crap on VHS, messed up the VHS
they
tape,
purposely gave it tracking issues.
and re-recorded it digitally, and that's how it looked so grimy. That's so cool.
Oh man.
And of course, they got a lot of the actors from the original Alien film to do bit. They got Dallas, they got Ripley doing stuff. So,
Very cool.
I'd
Get your
say-
Five Nights at Freddy's out of there, chat. Come on, get that
See, Five Nights at Freddy's is good for what it is, but it's one
Jump
of those.
Scare Simulator 2014.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you could totally get everything you wanted out of it by watching someone else play, and you wouldn't get
Yeah.
anything new out of playing it yourself, which is okay. But I mean, it's an indie. Wasn't it an indie developed game?
Yes, it was. It was made by
that's-
this one guy. What was his name?
I forget his name, but he did a good job.
Scott Cawthon. Because I remember because I was the guy who broke the story on the stealth launch of Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh yeah, because he just like, by the way, it's out. Kind of like.
I mean that just blew my mind. I'm like, wait a second, is this out? And then I started doing the research, and he's just like, he just posts this thing like surprise. And I'm
Kinda
like,
like,
what?
Tales from the Borderland. By the way, it's out.
Like no one reported on it because they didn't know it was out. And then I'm like, oh my god, this is a scoop. This is the best thing I've ever done as a journalist. And I'm like, and that went about as viral as the first one did.
Yeah, but that
But
would
Alien Isolation is better.
yeah, I would definitely say that would be my favorite game that I played this year. I'm looking forward to a lot of other ones, but that's 2014's right there. It's all in a nutshell. It was so good, and it was worth every minute of it. Kept me happy all the way to the end.
Very nice.
So is Jeremy
Jeremy?
fixed to he
That
can?
depends. Can you hear me?
Yay!
That's
Yes.
it speaks.
Yay!
Yeah.
It works
and,
better now.
and that hum, I can't hear it.
What's your favorite
know.
game, Jeremy?
Fix
Favorite
it.
game of 2014.
Well, see,
You
Here's
didn't
the thing,
play very many new games.
most of
did
the
you?
games I've been playing have been pretty old. I just started playing Arkham Asylum the other day.
That's a good
I
game.
love
I
it.
love it.
Good. Play
I
them.
What
love
about-
it,
what
but
about,
it's not a new game.
What about Shadowrun Dragonfall?
That's actually the one I was going to pick because that is I looked through my entire Steam list. That is the only game I have been playing that came out this year. 7 Days to Die almost came out this year. It was released mid-December last year. So it missed being, 2014 by like 2 weeks. Otherwise, it would probably be there because I've played almost, looks like 350 hours on it. Anyway, Shadowrun Dragonfall, especially the director's cut, I really liked. I was looking through the reviews of it as people were talking. That's why I got distracted there at one point. And it's weird looking at the people who are just like, well, one reviewer says, I can't get into it. The level design is Sierra 1995. Well,
I wonder
no
why.
shit, Sherlock.
It's cyberpunk.
It's
It's
cyberpunk.
That's the
game
idea. It's supposed to be
based
like.
from a game that was released in the early 90s. Of course it looks like it's from 95, you dipshit.
I hate it when they do stuff like that. I hate it when.
And I'm probably going to put a comment similar to that on his post. I'll be a little more polite than calling him a dipshit, though. But I will call him a dipshit here. Because I'm allowed. But Shadowrun Returns was okay. It had some problems with it. Dragonfall Director's Cut fixed a lot of those problems, and especially since there's a huge community that's building a lot of new levels, new missions, new stories, and they actually do a pretty good job with it. It just makes for a very fun game with a lot of replay value because I've actually played the main storyline through 3 different times.
That's saying something.
Once as a mage, once as a street Sammy, and once as a little bit of everything, which was actually my first playthrough because, well, I know how to game the system. Because it's based off Shadowrun, which I happen to know a few things about. Just a few.
Really?
So, I had a lot of fun playing through that game. I'm hoping they continue to release more content or, new expansions for the game. Even if they don't, it looks like the modding community is going to keep going for a while and making new content that way.
Now, Jeremy, was that the Kickstarter game?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, that makes sense because that's a very niche genre, and of course, who better to fund a niche game than the people who actually want to play it?
Yeah,
exactly.
And I mean, it doesn't have. It's not going to have mass market appeal for what it is.
Not.
I mean, it's a turn-based overhead strategy, and it's got a lot of campy stuff, and it's got a lot of stuff that gives nod to, some of the older Shadowrun games, and it does use a lot of the older Shadowrun lore that even people who just came in for like 4th or 5th edition probably aren't going to necessarily get the references. I mean, this was made for people who played back during 1st and 2nd edition games, and so it's not going to have a mass market appeal. But for those of us that have played the old school pen and paper, it does have a lot of really wonderful nods. My biggest complaint about it is just mostly the selection of cyberware that is available and when it becomes available. It makes it really hard to make a Street Sammy the way I wanted to make one. I could make a mage or a physad pretty much the way I wanted to do it, and I could make a generalist character pretty much the way I wanted to do it. So, and it actually made decking not suck, which I'm quite thankful for. So I would say that was probably the game that came out this year that I enjoyed the most. Now, obviously, I mentioned 7 Days to Die. I've played the crap out of it. I probably would have gotten bored with it if it was released as is right now, but because they keep changing it and keep updating it, and then I have to, start my map over again, it's not nearly as boring. And apparently, they're almost getting to the stage where they're going to start putting NPCs and quests into it.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
So that's going to make it a little more interesting. And they have finally gotten random world generation in, which is good because I had the map for the basic world pretty well memorized at this point. So I'm like, okay, there's this many hills around me. There's this. Okay, there's a town that way.
Yep.
And, that gets a little boring. So, it would definitely be right up there if it had come out, like 2 weeks later. But it technically wasn't a this year game. I mean, there are some complaints on the forums about it not being optimized or something like that, but my computer's, 4 years old? Something like that, and it's running it just fine.
It's also running on a hamster, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's like, if you have problems running this game, there is something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Now, unless you have it set to the maximum spawn rate and you walk into one of the ruined cities, okay, that will bog anyone's computer down, because they just added in a thing where in the wastelands, where it's all the broken rock and desolate trees and everything, and in the main cities, zombies spawn constantly. There's a limit to how many will spawn when you're out in the other biomes. Like, you can clear the biome of zombies and be good for a while until the 7-day horde hits. They also added in a heat map system. I think I mentioned that one the last podcast we did, where the more activity you have, it draws in more. But no, when you're in the blasted zones or when you're in the main city, they just keep spawning. They keep coming. You can't stop them. So, And it's not like Minecraft where they will only spawn when it's dark. No, if it is not a player-laid
All the time.
surface, they will spawn anywhere. But back to Dragonfall, it also touches on some areas of Shadowrun that even in pen and paper I didn't get to play very often. It's set in the Germany setting, which Shadowrun was huge in Germany. I don't remember why, but I'm not going to complain. It was really big in Germany, and there was a whole Berlin setting that we never really got to play with, the groups I was with, because everything was always either Seattle, Denver, Cass, UCAS, the NAN territories, because we were at least familiar with those areas. Very few of us had ever been outside the country, and as one of the few people who'd been outside the country, I've never been to Berlin. So, we played with what we knew. So it was really nice to get to play in a completely different setting with different rules, different gangs, different terminologies. It was a lot of fun, and honestly, I try and get into it at least a little bit every week before, we do the gaming session, so I kind of get my headspace into Shadowrun territory, and I think it is going to help me do the pen and paper, especially once all my players get a little more comfortable with the rules and everything. Because right now it's taking us 2 sessions to get through things that normally would take my old group about 1 session to get through, but a lot of that is because I'm having to stop, explain mechanics. I remember the one run we got into the middle of something, and I'm like, you guys do know you can astrally project, right? What's that? Stop, explain what astral projection is, explain the pros and cons. I think I'd glanced over it briefly, gone over it very briefly when I was talking to them originally about the magic system, but I don't think I gave them enough detail, and I guess no one read the books enough to get what you could do with it.
There's a reason I play Raytog.
Yeah, like I said, I might have broken your character just a little bit, but
That makes it funnier.
yeah, you have a combat axe, a laser axe, a Vindicator, and a Mossberg shotgun.
Give me a Vindicator. I'm happy with this.
The availability actually wasn't as high as I thought it would be. It was only a 6. I thought it would have been much, much higher than that.
If anyone else is curious, that's a minigun.
Uh-huh.
I don't need that.
I still love... Let me see exactly how you phrased it, because I saved this text message. It was the easiest way for me to explain to the other players your play style.
Oh, this became public? Good.
DACA is for when you can't smash, and when you DACA, you bring all of the DACA. That last sentence was in all caps. And then the next text after that was, sneak in and melee everything as silently as I can. If stealth fails, drop all restraint and maximum damage as much as possible with as much DACA as possible. I have a preference for miniguns, but I don't want to be too ridiculous. Yes, because a minigun is not at all ridiculous.
There are different levels to miniguns. Shut up.
Oh, man.
I couldn't get the ruthenium polymers done on budget, but you can always make that your first goal. They're actually a lower availability than some of the other crap I gave you, so it'll be easier to find. But yeah, Dragonfall, definitely. If you've played the pen and paper Shadowrun game, or if you've ever been interested in it, it's a decent game to pick up, especially since it's not that expensive. How much is it right now? Let me look.
It was recently on the Steam sale. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Where's the thing to go to the...
This is Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut.
Yeah.
Currently $7.49 on sale for US.
Yeah. For $7, definitely worth it. I think I paid like 20-something for it, because I'm just like, ooh, shiny.
It's 50% off. Shadowrun Returns itself is actually 80% off, so right now it is $3.
Mm-hmm. So you can get both those games for $10. It's definitely worth $10.
Oh yeah.
If you like pen and paper strategy, RPG stuff. If you're not a fan of that kind of stuff, or if you didn't like Fallout Tactics or games like that, it plays kind of similar to Fallout Tactics. There's just a much more in-depth story, and they haven't gotten it yet to where your actions make a huge impact on the game world, which I'd like to see more of that, but there are limitations with the technology, and this was just a Kickstarter, small indie development thing, so I'm not going to expect the world out of them.
Right.
But I'm really hoping to see it go more places in 2015. Murmur.
Arcade. That's it.
What?
I was like, what?
What?
Seriously,
Really?
PvP
Saw that
Farmville
one
was your
coming.
pick.
And you got all pissed
You
off and
shit all
quit
over
it.
that game so much.
PvP Farmville? Really?
My favorite game of 2014, Arcade.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. I don't even want to know your reasoning behind this.
Probably
Because
doesn't.
you said you hated this game.
Okay, are you ready for the next
No, no.
question?
She
Yes.
stated the reasons why she
Worst
hated it.
game of 2014. My
Arcade.
answer, Arcade.
So that is the only game she has played that came out this year.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, I have
I've
3
played
games
the
that I
game
absolutely
this year.
hated this year. I absolutely hated these 3 games, and all 3 of them I reviewed.
Got to think about this one.
The first one, and this is going to shock some people in the chat, but I played this game, and I hated it. It was called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. This was the most recent Dragon Ball Z game that came out. It was supposedly a team-based Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Now,
Almost got excited for that.
from the start, that's a god-awful idea. Because how often in Dragon Ball Z did you ever see a bunch of people fighting like one enemy? How often did that ever happen? How often did that ever happen good? You don't watch Dragon Ball Z to have just a bunch of people gang up on them. In the beginning of my review, I made a reference
BRB.
to the scene right before Vegeta sacrifices himself to fight Majin Buu, where Trunks and Goten are like, we'll help him, we'll gang up on him. And he knocks them out because he knows they'll get in the way. I could not think of a better metaphor for that. Because guess what your teammates do when you're playing Battle of Z? They get in the fucking way. Because the thing is, if they get knocked out, you have to revive them or you lose. And that's fucking bullshit. I don't want to do that. I just want to fight one person. The camera was terrible. I hated babysitting these people. The only way to win was increasing all your stats. It was just, oh god, it was bad. It was bad. And a lot of people are like, why do you think the game's so bad? This is actually really good. And then a bunch of other people agree with me, and they're like, well, maybe I can see. And I'm like, no, this game's terrible. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst Dragon Ball Z games I've played in a long time. Not as bad as like Final Bout or Ultimate Battle, whatever it was. Not as bad as Taiketsu, but this was just, it was so bad. And they hyped this up like, this is for the Battle of the Gods movie. You can play as God Goku. And I'm like, this game's not fun to play. It's
See,
so bad.
There's some going around now that is kind of like that 2.0. That's going to be the next thing that they're doing. It's like
Xenoverse.
Yeah, I don't know
Where
if
you get to
that's-
create your character. And I'm like, why the fuck would I ever want to do that? To be
it looks
honest,
weird.
I'm probably going to be the person to review that for the site because I reviewed the last one and because I'm kind of interested in this. But the fact that there was a point in the game where you have to fight this endless stream of Frieza henchmen. Like, not the Ginyu force, just grunts. And they just keep coming. And I'm just like, I do not want to do this anymore. This is completely tedious. And that game was just so bad. The next game I played that I think is terrible is Boo Bunny Plague, which is this dumb indie game which is borderline broken. It's supposed to be like sort of a comedy, kind of adult swim musical kind of thing. The writing's funny, but the main character is annoying. The game looks terrible. It looks... it could have been released 10 years ago, and it would have been eh. And there's so many glitches. The thing that bothers me about this is like this could have been funny. This could have been a funny game. The writing's there. The musical performances are great, but it's just it gave me a headache to play. Fortunately, it wasn't that long. But the all-time worst game I played this year is called Into the Dark Ultimate Trash Edition. Yes, that it's called Ultimate Trash Edition. Now, this game was advertised as a so bad it's good game, like B movies. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll bite, I'll review this. This game did not work. This game would crash whenever. There were points where when I would get killed, I was in a state of where the game would not respawn me. It would not send me back to the last checkpoint, so the screen is tinted with blood and there's just enemies surrounding me and I can't do anything. I can't move, I can't shoot, I can't do anything. I have to just hard reset the game, and then when I reload it, after it's done loading for like 2 minutes, and then it crashes. This game was dysfunctional. There was only one good thing in this game, and that's there's a point in the game where you can go into a movie theater and you can watch, and since this movie is now in the public domain, you can watch the entirety of Night of the Living Dead in this theater. That's the only good thing of this game, because it did not work. I couldn't capture footage for it because it would not operate with my capture device working. It was so broken, so buggy, and I'm just like, I don't care if you have zombie strippers. I don't care if you have zombie strippers in your game. If the only way I can enjoy your game is by watching a movie that you did not make, just sitting and watching Night of the Living Dead in your game, no. It was the worst. It's one of the worst games I ever played because I've never seen a game so in such disrepair. It was just.
And usually, zombie strippers is the selling point right there.
Well, not this time. This game looked so dated. I mean, I've played like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I'm like, this kind of looks dated by today's standards. This looked worse, infinitely worse. This was. And the people were proud that this is a so bad it's good game, and I'm like, you shouldn't be proud. This isn't a so bad it's good game. It's just a bad game. So do not play Into the Dark Ultimate Trash Edition. It is Ultimate Trash.
I got one.
Okay, what's your worst?
I got one. It's real easy. Worst game of 2014. I Am Bread. Don't play it.
I played it and I thought that was kind of fun.
It's the biggest piece of shit.
Oh my god.
It will make you scream until you don't have a voice.
Screw you. That game was better than Surgeon Simulator.
It was garbage. It was garbage, and it made me made me hate life. All those things of despair that you experienced while playing ArcAge, it is nothing compared to the stupid fucking piece of bread. This bread will eat your soul. But did you
play it, or did you watch?
Yes,
okay.
I played it.
I played it because I did a preview of it. I had more fun than I thought I would. I will admit, it is frustrating. It is intentionally frustrating.
That's the only purpose it has.
Now, the thing is, you have to go across the table, on the floor, across the counter, across the floor, and across another counter to get to the toaster, and then make your way all the way back across the dinner plate?
No, you don't. When you're in the toaster, you press start, and then this thing's over.
Yeah.
Then the stage is over.
The goal is to get to the toaster. That's it. But you have to get...
Once you are toast...
Into the toaster. Yeah.
Once you are toast, it says press start to end the level, and you just end it while you're in the toaster. You don't have to get out of the toaster.
The whole point of this is to drive some dude insane.
This game is crazy because this guy's having like a psychological crisis.
And you're flipping around
he
like
thinks he's bread
all over the place, and it's so messed up, so messed up. I mean, it makes the other characters in the game insane. It makes everything insane. It's so bad.
Oh man!
So
you can toast yourself on space heaters?
You can toast yourself on any heat source. You didn't know that? You don't need just the toaster to toast. You could do it on the stove, on an iron, on like a space heater.
Does not redeem
I thought it was kind of. I like how you have a grip meter like in Shadow of the Colossus.
You have to jelly yourself up too.
I got a preview copy for preview on the website, and I enjoyed myself more than I thought.
That's because you're sick.
I know.
Sick.
I know. I my head's not straight.
But that's it. That's my game. I am bred. It can die. I'm done.
You realize that's
for
just
me-
encouraging me to go buy it, right?
I
It's
hope you
early
do.
access.
I hope you
Oh.
do. You'll never come back the same.
Uh,
You'll come out.
you will be a
Toasted.
different person at the end.
And there will be no going back.
Oh no, you can't untoast yourself. I think my most hated game, like worst game of the year, would have to be, and this is probably more of like a more like AAA version title that I hate. This is Call of Duty Ghosts. I didn't like it. It's like
Well, that's
the
from
same
last
shit
year.
that they really. Well, I only got it like 2 months ago, so screw you.
If it makes you feel any better,
He's in
Advanced-
Australia, so we have
if
to
it
give
makes
him
you
a little
feel
bit.
any better,
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare, the one that came out this year, everyone liked.
You have to remember, game releases here in Australia can be anywhere from a week to 6 months later.
To never, because you
Exactly.
sometimes don't get
Yeah.
games.
The Call of Duty games come out a lot later just because all of the shooting and the killing. Australia's like, but we can't have people dying. No, what's going on? That-
Go out into
yeah.
your monster backyard.
Yeah.
That's where all
Ow.
the dying is.
Exactly. It's like, let us stay inside and simulate it instead of going outside and actually doing it, because that would be better. But whatever. It was shit. I didn't like it. Nothing was really that different from every other single game they had ever done. So it was just like, to me, it was a pile of crap. I know there's a lot of people that really like it.
There
but I
really aren't. Everyone really hated Ghost, to be honest. A lot of people thought Black Ops 2 was way better than Ghost.
Well, yeah, it definitely was. I mean, I didn't particularly like Black Ops 2 that much, but it was still a lot better than Ghosts. For me, it stopped at Modern Warfare 3. Everything else could go die in a fire.
Well, you should try Advanced Warfare, because I haven't
Yeah.
played it myself, but I heard that the ability to all the future powers really change things up. Like, they found a way to make camping much less effective, because you can air dash. So what you can do
Right.
is, if you see someone in a corner, you can actually dash over them so they can't attack you even
Nice.
though they're in a corner, which is a good idea, because
Yeah.
campers are the worst.
I love games like that. I think back to the whole favorites topic thing. There was one game that came out for a while, and because not many people knew about it, its ultimate support dropped, and they just took it off all the servers. An online thing called Repulse, and it was basically like your shooter games, but you could jump off walls. You had like a jetpack booster you could get. It was insane, like movement based.
So it was like
it
Titanfall.
yeah, but way better. And it came out way before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was only out for about 4 or 5 months during the beta, and less than like a couple thousand people played it and weren't buying stuff from the store because it was free to play, but you could earn or buy better gear. So you could get it one way or another, but everyone, because it was easy to earn, never bought anything. So they just dropped all support for it. There's no more servers, and everyone's like, come on. It was fun.
Always the
but-
good ones.
Yeah.
The
So I
rip-offs.
hate that because it left.
That's fair enough. I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. But yeah. So yeah, most hated game, Call of Duty Ghosts. Bam.
Mr. Jeremy.
Okay, my pick is going to have to be a game that I haven't even played yet.
Neat.
Fair enough. Go for it.
I hate that Ubisoft is trying to kill the Assassin's Creed franchise by
Yeah.
releasing crappy games.
Ubisoft destroyed themselves this year. I've seen so many
Oh,
people
God,
talk
yeah.
about, like, Total Biscuit recently put out his video of, like, the company, the Raise Your Pitchforks award or something of the company that did the worst, and he nominated EA, because you always nominate EA.
Yeah,
Activision wasn't
yeah.
on the list. There was some Steam developer that keeps putting out bad games that always get on the front page. What else was there? I know Double Fine was on it, because Double Fine are terrible at managing money. And their games aren't really good anymore. And of course, Ubisoft. And everyone knew Ubisoft would win, because why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. That's part of why I got up a second ago. I was trying to find it. I cut out some logos on the plasma cutter. I'm getting a tattoo of the freaking logo there. I've got the Codex blades that I made. I'm freaking wearing a hoodie right now, for Pete's sake. I love the Assassins. Yeah, exactly. I think most of us in this chat, if not all of us, love Assassin's Creed.
We do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I think it's it's
So,
it's a
it's
great
just-
series.
To see them release a game that was so buggy and that so many people complained about.
Yes, Cat, we know
Yeah,
we have your worship
exactly.
wall.
So it's a thing of I haven't even played the game yet, and I already hate it. Not because it's a bad game, because by the time I get around to playing it, it might be a great game. They might have fixed it.
I doubt
If
it.
you play it on a console as opposed to don't put it on your PC, you have to have an exorcism done on it. It's
Yeah, but see, to do
Bad.
that, won't I have to buy a next gen console?
to even
Just-
play this game.
That's
you
why I
have
said
to get,
It's
You
going to
have
be a
to do
while
that.
before I get to it. So maybe by the time I get to it, it won't be so bad. But I already hate it simply for the fact of what it has done to the franchise and how many people it might turn it off of the franchise. And that there's so much potential with the world, and they're just not utilizing it. I mean, we haven't gone to
Put it in Japan. Just
Yeah,
put it in
everyone wants-
Japan.
to ancient Europe. Okay, we get it. Middle Age Europe, yeah, we've done that. We've done 980 Europe. We've done that. Let's do something in ancient Egypt, in Greece, in Rome. Let's do something.
they have
in
teased
Asia
a Viking thing.
You know
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
what's the most?
Which reminds me, Raytog, I'm gonna need some
Yes,
help.
we're talking about
because
Assassin's Creed.
I'm trying to design a Viking assassin costume.
Very nice.
We shall talk.
I
Uh-huh.
remember Ubisoft when they were asked why don't you put one in Japan, they said because they're really that's a very unoriginal idea. And then they release Unity, and then they announce that the next one is going to take place in Florence. And I'm thinking,
Unoriginal my ass.
I was stunned. No, it wasn't Florence. It was somewhere in England.
It's in London.
Mm.
You're in London.
In London.
And I'm
Okay,
just
now if
thinking,
you do London around the 1880s and they
We're
tie it
talking
in with like the
Ripper
Jack
stuff?
the Ripper
Yeah.
thing, okay, that could be cool.
they need
because-
big cities to show off all of the people that glitch throughout the city.
Yeah, pop
I
in.
mean, I understand the need for cities. Don't get me wrong, I love 3, but jumping through trees wasn't quite as much fun as jumping over buildings. It was still fun, don't get me wrong. I still haven't finished the game because I keep getting stuck playing Kill Whitey.
Kill Whitey.
What?
That should be the name of a side quest in the game.
I'm like running
That
through
would
the
be a
woods
great
and I'm like,
side
okay, I'm gonna get this mission done. I'm gonna get this British patrol. How am I going to kill this one? So I spend all my time playing Kill the British, so I still haven't finished that one. But I mean, okay, we've done pirate ships, we've done colonial America, we haven't done Victorian England
Very
yet.
cool.
Okay, so Victorian England, I'm cool with.
Oh, wow.
I really want to see like ancient Rome or ancient Greece because that could be really cool. Ancient Egypt. Can you imagine doing all
Ancient
that crap?
Rome would be really cool because they
I mean-
still have a lot of architecture.
But like
and
in
they
ancient
had
Egypt,
mentioned a lot
they
of the
had-
story there too. There was
Here's
an
the thing.
assassin in Egypt too.
in ancient Egypt, they had not figured out at that point in human development how to build huge open spaces without a lot of giant ass columns. That's why when you see the old things of like Karnak or Cairo or whatever, it has all these huge columns just everywhere. And the reason was that's the only way they knew to hold up a ceiling. They weren't confident in their knowledge of architecture yet to build those gigantic open spaces that you start to see by the time you get to the Greeks and the Romans. So you're talking about a forest of columns in all of your buildings. I mean, there's your free running potential right there.
And yes,
So-
Wallace is right in the chat. Killing Romans is always good.
Of course he is. I still want to build your unit of trebuchet.
I'm hoping
Bring the
that
DACA.
they're doing the sort of 2.5 D1 in China, and I think
Mhm.
that could be that if it's good and people buy it,
Mhm.
maybe that'll convince them to make a real Assassin's Creed game in some place like
Yeah.
that.
And I mean, they need to get back to sort of what made the first couple successful, which is they need to have a good story. And that's
Uh-huh.
something that it seems like the more recent games have lacked because the original stories had a unity. They had a that probably shouldn't use that word.
Ah.
They had-
Well,
They
after
had-
after
once-
3, they needed Unity, so they're like, we'll get
yeah, they have
We
a
need an
cohesive story.
overarching
And even people
modern
who
day
didn't
story, please.
like Desmond. Okay, I am not a fan of Mr. Desmond Miles here.
Neither am
At
I.
least he gave it a purpose, a story, and they need to get back
Exactly.
to that. This whole we're just Abstergo showing you how to use computer simulation. No, that's not getting me into the game. That's not making me
Have you
care
seen,
what happens.
They really don't know what to do with the story, so they're kind of meandering
Yeah,
around.
they need to find the guy who did the first one and say, "Hey, can you please come up with another story for us, please? Pretty, please, pretty."
I got the hints that at the end of Assassin's Creed Rogue, they might be going into a storyline that's going to focus more on the Templars.
Well, I
Just
hope
because
they
of the ending
do
of that.
because, like,
Have you guys played that one? 'Cause that's
I
what
haven't
I
played
didn't
Rogue
play
yet. I heard it was
have
super
played that one.
super vanilla.
Yeah.
Like it was just
Yeah.
completely standard. I mean, I've written so many articles criticizing Assassin's Creed. And one of them was just the story just doesn't. It's getting more and more intricate and more layered, and it's just not making sense anymore. You don't really have a purpose anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's like
They do
Lost
definitely
whenever
say-
the writers went on strike.
Lost
Yeah.
is a good
That's
comparison.
what
yeah.
we're in right now.
Very
We're during
much.
the writers' strike of Lost.
Well,
So, I mean, I think they can pull it back. They need to get some storyline, need to do something because I love this
Have some focus.
franchise, and I hate to think at some
Pull their
point
finger
I
out.
might stop doing anything with Assassin's Creed, any of the new games, because I just don't like them anymore. I mean, I don't have a problem replaying the old ones, okay, except one, that game is annoying as hell because of
Mm.
the engine wasn't developed yet. But it's like, as much as I love those games, I do still want a story. I mean, I'm one of those people, I play a game because I want to interact with a story. That's why I play a game. And if I can't interact with a story, I get bored eventually. It either needs to be
Yeah.
a sandbox like Minecraft or 7 Days to Die where I can kind of come up with a story of what I'm doing in my head and I can have fun with it that way, or it needs to be a game that is telling me a story and it's telling me a good story. If it's not, I get bored real quick and I'm going to put it down and I'm never going to pick it back up. I mean, it's like, well, you mentioned Vampire Bloodlines earlier. I just replayed that about a month ago, okay? Josh, when did you give me that copy of that game? How long ago was that?
a while. Actually, I'm gonna look and see. I think I got it like the
That
year
Altair
after
guy in
it came
Assassin's
out.
Creed 1 was stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
And no one likes Altair.
I like Altair. I just
like
like Ezio better.
I'm just trying to make sure
He's
that
a
Cat's paying
Batman.
attention.
Um,
Batman.
He's the Batman.
This was released in
Yeah, Cat's not paying attention.
2004.
She's shitting all over Altair, and she's not getting upset.
2004.
2004. Yeah,
it's-
so it would have
it
been
is
around probably
10 years
05
old.
or 06. And when I got it, and I've replayed that game I don't know how many times. And I'm not going to lie, there are times I turn on the console mode so I can just, explore different random crazy builds to play through on. And I don't get tired of it because it's a fun story and it's a story that makes sense with what's going on. And there are a lot of games. I mean, when I look at my Steam thing, I've got a lot of really older games in here. What's another good example? Where is it? Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, another great game that I don't get tired of replaying, even though it's almost scene per scene, word for word, Lovecraft's story.
Yeah, that's the best part
So
about it.
I
think.
know it by heart. I still
So-
don't get tired of playing it because it puts you into it.
So let's not do past games. What games are we looking forward to in 2015?
I don't know
You're
what
looking
games are coming
forward-
out.
What was your worst game?
I already said Arcade.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
Is that
fair enough.
best game?
An
worst
hour
game?
ago.
Best game, worst game, Arcade.
Only half an hour ago.
Well, I'm gonna keep it short on that. I mean, like I actually have another list that we're gonna be publishing at one point, but the game that I'm most excited for, without a doubt, is Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain. Just because, and the thing is, before I played Ground Zeroes, I was like, I like Metal Gear Solid, but then I played Ground Zeroes. I'm like, this is open world stealth. This, you can go anywhere on this map, and you're still evading guard sites. You can interrogate guards to get extra missions. The world is so big, and I'm like, this is how I want to do open world stealth. I want to be able to go anywhere. I want to have a lot of variety in environments, and it's just so interesting to me. Ground Zeroes completely sold me on what I was expecting, where I wanted Metal Gear Solid to go. Because I'm not too familiar with Metal Gear Solid. I played Twin Snakes and I played Snake Eater, and they're great. But this is the direction that I think that stealth games in general should approach, being able to go anywhere and lots of diversity. I kind of wish Assassin's Creed was like this.
Mhm.
So I'll just keep that short.
He's
It's
not
Phantom
wrong.
Pain. It's Phantom Pain.
Um,
Next.
If I had, well, no, I already know.
I bet I know which one you're picking.
What?
Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade.
Dude, that was gonna be mine.
It's not actually. It's not actually, but
Oh,
that
wow,
is
really?
definitely up there.
What's
It's
yours,
definitely up there.
Josh?
I would just Batman,
Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight.
That would have been guess number 2.
Yeah, it's just like I really like those games. They get all the old, like Kevin Conroy's back doing the Batman voice, and it's bringing back my childhood, and flying around punching goons. What more do you want? It's Batman.
Exactly.
They need to recover after Origins because Rocksteady
It was a
didn't
different
make
company.
Origins. Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
was a different company.
they've had all this time to work on Arkham Knight. So
And I even
hopefully it'll-
liked Origins. I mean, it wasn't as good as the other ones, guaranteed. But I liked it. It was a decent Batman story. It was a decent, like, young Batman story. And the ending of it was the most satisfying beatdown I think I've played in any game ever. So, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And Batman Arkham Knight is the one I'm looking most forward to.
Karth, start
think
gushing
for-
about your Warhammer.
Fucking
okay.
awesome! He's not wrong!
it
It's gonna be fucking awesome!
It is gonna be fucking awesome. Other than that one though, I think I'm looking forward to a particular genre of games. Space games. I think this year's gonna be a very good year for, because I think the best game for me that ever came out for that sort of genre was Freelancer, and that was like before 2000s.
So
I
are
mean,
you looking
not even
forward
Eve
to No
has
Man's
stuff for this.
Sky?
Things like Star Citizen,
Walking Simulator,
Elite Dangerous, the things where you can do epic trading missions or dogfighting with other players or whatever. Because
So
I've not come across a game-
because you
Yeah.
don't do anything
Exactly.
in No Man's Sky.
exactly, so I look forward to those mechanics because the last game that I experienced that did that well again was made in like 2000s. It was a Microsoft game called Freelancer and surprisingly good graphics even for today. It's incredibly small size of game because they didn't make it the way people normally do. Nowadays they dump all the information to the graphics card that does everything. They coded this text 100%, so the game's about 700 megabytes in total, but it is more expansive, more massive than most games that are already out today.
Damn.
Like it encompasses multiple star systems, in one very large galaxy, which is incredible. So, but I could gush over that game all the time. But I'm hoping for things like Star Citizen. I know that's coming out probably 2016, but there's already stuff that's out for it. People can already start getting into their ships and stuff. So there might be a playable version that comes out earlier.
They'll probably
Um,
release a beta around
yeah.
2015 because it seems
Yeah,
like
so
a game that's probably going to
yeah.
need that kind of
And
stuff.
that's what I'm guessing. So I know it's scheduled for 2016, like Shibo's saying in chat, but it will probably end up having something come out then. Elite Dangerous looks good from the initial stuff I've seen of it, but we'll see. I guess we'll see more when that comes out. But yeah, this year is going to be, I think, a very good year for that sort of game because last year was all about freaking zombie games and stuff. That's just
We're
what
still going to
comes
get
out
zombie
everywhere.
games in 2015.
Yeah.
Dying Light in
Dying
January.
Light, yeah.
Exactly. But I think that the focus is going to start to shift probably around middle of the year as the releases go, I think, when it comes to that. So it would be nice to see.
Hmm.
But yeah, Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade, fuck yes.
Yes! We're gonna rock that game.
Okay.
We are going to rock
Oh,
that
God, yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Mine, I am actually going to have to buy a console to play.
Oh my god.
The Order 1886.
Ooh, do it.
Wait,
Oh.
you're excited about that game?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Hmm. I don't know. From what I've seen, it just looks like Gears of War.
With werewolves.
Steampunk Gears of War.
Okay, what's
What's
wrong
not to
with
like?
that? So you understand.
Fair
I-
enough. I
Obviously-
mean, Gears of War
obviously
is a
that's
great
like
game.
Gears of
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's also the thing of, as I mentioned, 1886 a little bit ago. I really love that time period in England just as a setting.
Okay.
I love the costumes. I love the way it looks. I love the atmosphere. The haunted house I used to run. That was part of the time setting. Now, it was in America, not England, but I did tie in some of the stuff from England. So I've done a lot of research into that time period, and I really, I like that time period. I like the clothing. I mean, I got some clothing upstairs that is set up like that time period because, I can pull it off. Sometimes I look creepier than others. No, I do not have a Jack the Ripper costume upstairs. Not at all. No. Not even.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, you guys remember how I was talking about before how the lead writer of Assassin's Creed left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he left to
Yep.
make the order.
Okay, maybe that's
Nice.
one of the reasons.
Well, then
I
maybe
was-
the order is going to be good. Then maybe it'll
Yeah.
actually have a real story.
Well,
That's
he
what I
left
mean.
he left because Ubisoft let him go, but that was
Mhm.
it's like his baby. So
Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking at it looks really good. The trailers I've seen look really good. It looks like a game I will have fun with, if nothing else, because
Of the setting.
the setting, yes. And whereas you see it, looks. Did you say Gears of War?
Yeah, lots of cover-based stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whereas you see Gears of War, I see more of it almost looks like an Assassin's Creed steampunk game, which I am all for that. And either one of those things I'd be okay with. It just looks very good, and like I say, I love the setting. So, and if it is, I had forgotten that it was the same writer from Assassin's Creed. If they can give the setting, like the game world you're playing in, the same kind of depth they did, like in Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, and I will play the crap out of that. I just now have to acquire a PS4.
It'll
Do it.
probably get a
do it.
price
I'm gonna
drop
con
this-
you.
this
I'm gonna
year.
con you into playing Destiny too.
I'll help. I have a PS4.
I definitely think if I'm gonna go next gen console, it might be PlayStation, just because I have an Xbox now.
Yeah.
So
And the only thing I really
go to
want
the
the
next
Xbox for that I can't do with the PlayStation is the Kinect, and I still have a bunch of dancing games to play on the Kinect. So for Xbox
there
360,
you go.
so
Of the two, I think there's going to be more for PS4, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
I know
What about
someone
you?
up there is excited for something that's coming out on PS4. So
What about you, Kat?
I was
So
gonna
you're-
say where
She's-
you were
she's like,
like
"What?"
poking. I was like, this makes no sense on the layout. I'm down here.
well, you
Layout.
forget, I can't
All
watch
about-
the stream and do
I
this
know.
video at the same time. My
I
computer
know.
will take a crap.
That's
So
true.
on my chat window, you're in the top left corner, and then it's Josh, and then
Yeah.
Alex, and then Card. So I'm pointing up at you.
My anticipation for 2015 might not be correct. First and foremost,
What do you
It
mean
m-
correct? Okay.
I am waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. Right
Oh.
now,
Okay.
the to be announced is for 2015. However, it could be 2016, 17, 18 by the time that it
Whenever they
actually.
get around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to be announced 2015, so I think that counts. I think that
Yeah.
counts.
And that's what I figured
yeah.
was your
And-
pick.
And that will be one of those games that as soon as it launches is when I'll buy a console. I won't buy the console anticipating waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. No. The day that Kingdom Hearts 3 launches is the day that I will buy that console. Because they might suddenly be like, you know what? We're not going to put it on this next generation. We're going to put it on the generation after that. So I don't want to be like,
they
oh,
very
buy
well
a place.
might do that.
Yeah,
They never released a Kingdom Hearts game on PlayStation 3, did they?
right. We were anticipating it for PlayStation 3.
Instead,
then it
you got
didn't happen.
HD Remix.
Yeah. So,
I doubt they'd skip another generation, though, because then that'd be 2 whole generations of consoles they didn't get a chance to cash in on.
no, but it's Disney and Square
It's
Enix.
Kingdom Hearts. This
This
series.
franchise makes enough money off of its old games now that it's kind of like they can continue making handhelds. Like they're like,
They could.
screw it. Like people are gonna still buy it. Like
Its story is getting so complex.
Yeah.
But
So-
I completely share your anticipation for that game. It's,
Yeah. But that's why I'm like, it says to be announced for 2015,
You
but
should put Marvel and Star Wars worlds
I
in it.
I know. It's gonna be amazing.
They're totally going to do that. They have to. Why wouldn't
They will. They're already
Yeah.
in talks about that.
Just seeing Sora in a freaking TIE Fighter X-Wing battle.
Dude, that'd be
Your
awesome.
gummy ship will be fighting down TIE Fighters.
Because TIE fighters are useless, and
Right.
gummy ships can take them out. Ugh.
Fine, one of the final boss of the world will be Darth Vader.
That would be sweet as hell.
Yeah.
Won't lie. That would be
There
sweet as
is one other title I think might be good that I'm kind of anticipating, but I don't know if it'll come out or not.
Jar Jar and
No.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
That was chat. That was
Mhm.
that
Sorry.
was
It's
chat.
probably gonna happen now.
I hope not. I hate Jar Jar Binks with an undying. Jar Jar Binks is the reason I haven't finished watching the first
Everyone
episode
hates
2
it.
and 3.
I don't know anyone who
That
likes
and
it.
no.
I liked him as a kid.
See,
Jar Jar?
apparently-
That's
Yeah.
the point.
Oh,
apparently-
I thought like, you as a kid you liked. Okay,
As a kid, I liked Jar Jar Binks.
I thought Jar Jar as a kid, like little
No.
Jar Jar.
No, as a kid, I liked
Okay.
Jar Jar Binks.
She's a
As-
youngin',
She
Yeah.
is a young.
but
not
no.
an old man like me.
What game were you gonna say, Jeremy?
The Witcher 3.
Oh, good
See,
call
that's-
there.
Have
That
you
is a good
played the other ones yet?
I've started on them. I'm having trouble getting past all the cinematics.
I was gonna
'Cause-
say.
Because usually I
them,
don't
but
have time to sit there and watch a
There's a
half-hour
lot of
cinematic.
stuff.
I get on
Those are
my computer. I have
huge
like
games.
They're
I
based
have like
on a
40
very
minutes to play. I don't want to spend 20 minutes
Yeah.
of it watching a cinematic.
based on a really complex novel series. I think it's a Swiss novel series. I forget where.
What if I
They're
can
from
find-
Poland. I know
Polish.
that
That's
CD
it.
Projekt are from Poland.
Yeah, but
Have they
it's
done translations of them into English yet?
yeah. There's that, and there is a really hilariously bad '80s TV show that was
You
translated.
serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! I
Oh, I
gotta
need
find
to
this
see this
thing.
It's
now.
not actually called the. It's like Der Weitschens or something. It's very German sounding.
Ooh, this is
But
good.
it's super bad. If you watch it, do not watch the movie they made because they condensed the whole thing into a really, really crappy movie when it was a really long, slightly less crappy TV series.
I don't care if it's crappy. I hope it's crappy. I want to see it. That it's
Yeah, check it out.
crappy.
It's some of it's actually pretty cool, and it's more true to the book than the games are. But if you watch it, you will actually understand some more crap that they reference in the games that you didn't see in the games at all, which is neat. It actually
Oh, it's
does add
called
on to it.
Is it called the Hexer?
Yeah, because
Oh.
Witcher is the American
Oh,
version.
this is from 2002.
Yeah, it's old. It's hilariously bad though.
This is gonna be good. Binge watch this stuff.
So
I did. It was funny.
Okay.
with 12 minutes left, I don't think we really have time to answer another question.
We could quickly,
Unfortunately.
super quick.
Super
How
quick.
about
Like
What are
no
people's
explanation,
plans for the
just
new
why.
year?
Best anime. Everybody says Log Horizon.
Everybody says Log Horizon.
Actually, honestly, my favorite anime of
Shush!
2014,
Shush! Shush!
Say it. Say it.
The Irregular at Magic High School.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say No
Wasn't
Game,
bad.
No Life because that's
No.
I like that kind of stuff.
No, but that
Sorry,
was hilarious.
it's not hentai.
It was hilarious to wake up and being like, "Hey, by the way, there's an entire conversation about Almir Miel on my Twitter account right now," and I'm like,
Why tag you for no reason?
"I know,
Raisins.
no reasons."
For no reason. That's from Futurama.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. No, I had 10 questions. We've only gotten through pretty much
Like 3.
3.
That's because we
We're
can
very-
waffle on
yeah.
tomorrow.
That's right.
What's up?
I said we could waffle on like no tomorrow means to talk far
Oh,
too much.
I was like, waffle? What?
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I'm like,
Your
I had
cat.
10
Get it.
questions for today, thinking it's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go through,
Yeah.
and then I
Have
was
you
like,
met us?
Yeah, really. We get off tangents.
We've only done like 30 of these, right?
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
I think-
we
I
just
think
got
that-
started.
I think for like the next 10 minutes, I need to talk and be the only one who talked to make up for all the time that I didn't talk this entire episode. Because I mean, I think I got like 5
You
minutes
were
of
doing
talking.
your stupid phone stuff or just something else.
Hey,
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
Oh,
hey. No,
Oh,
I don't
we'll
feel like
listen.
talking.
We will listen.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
we're waiting.
I know you are, and I'm gonna leave you guys waiting.
Well, that's okay. Because pretty much after this, I'm stealing your audience. Pretty much after this, go to twitch.tv/RayTalk. I'm gonna play that.
That's fine.
Kind of hankering
Oh.
for it.
Like, stop
man,
watching
speaking
this
of
and go on
stream
my
stuff,
channel instead.
You're gonna do
With-
what?
I'm gonna go play Destiny.
Yeah.
The PS4 lets you stream
Oh,
straight
yes.
through Twitch, which is pretty
Yep.
cool.
Sweet. Dude, I
Yeah, I
have
just
to
wish.
go and
No,
buy
I've never tried
this
that. Did they
handy
give you an
thing
overlay?
to go and stream from my
You
freaking
can
console.
if you choose to.
I still just use my Elgato with OBS, and then I can use whatever
Mm.
overlay I want.
Like I know nothing. Like the only thing I've streamed on Twitch has been through a PS4. So I got to get overlays and all kinds of neat stuff eventually, and I will get that. But
I should add you
not
on
there yet.
PSN. We should like play like Secret Ponchos or something.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, if you have PlayStation Plus, they announced which games are going to be free in January.
Really? What?
Nice.
For Vita, I'm not even going to mention Vita. Nobody has a Vita. I have a Vita, and I don't even care about it, except Marasaki Baby. PS3, you're going to be able to get Prototype 2 and DuckTales Remastered for
DuckTales.
free. Woo!
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you're not the only one who's made
For
that
it.
joke today
I was
regarding that.
waiting for it.
I'm
Oh.
glad I was not the only one who was thinking that.
And for PS4 for free, you can get the Swapper, which is like on everything else right now. It's a good
Dude, this one.
It's a good game, though. Really good game. And you're also going to get Infamous First Light, which is the standalone DLC for Infamous Second Son. So you do not need Second Son to play First Light. But this is kind of the first AAA PS4 game to hit the free one. So definitely pick that up in January.
All
and you
right.
can play Prototype 2 if you want. I remember when
The first one
Prototype,
was okay.
Prototype and Infamous came out at about the same time, and I was like, I'm Team Cole and not Team Mercer, okay? Team Mercer.
This
So I liked
turned
Infamous
into
more than
Twilight. Oh,
Prototype was okay, I guess. But
It was
I like the guy's hoodie. He always had his hoodie on. That was pretty cool. Alex Mercer from Prototype.
Mm. Oh man, on topic of stream news stuff, I have my computer back, so that's actually something I can start doing again. Thank
Yeah.
God. And with my replacement parts, I got a free 3-month subscription to XSplit, so I can try that instead of OBS
Nice.
for a while if I want to. So far, it seems very similar. I don't know why you would pay a whole bunch of money to use XSplit all the time, but it's free, so I'm going to use it. So
Nice.
By the
Yeah.
way, Kat, you gave me the wrong Twitch channel in my profile. It's Post Mesmeric
you
Gaming,
know.
not Post Mesmeric. I think someone else has that.
I felt that.
I will fix it when I fix Raytog.
Okay.
That's
Actually,
all
yeah.
at the same time.
All at the same
I'm
time.
hoping to buy a camcorder with some of the money that I got for Christmas, which means that my videos will actually, like my production videos, will actually have live action, which would be great. Because maybe like when me and Matt are playing games, we can record us being stupid, which would be kind of fun. And I got this new Yeti mic, which will be fun because I think this old one, this blue snowball, is kind of. It'll be good. It'll be good
Oh
times.
my God! It's goodness.
What?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Didn't have it.
No, nothing. We're good.
Now you got to tell me.
No.
No.
I got super
Not gonna
defensive. No. Actually,
How many
I-
what's
I
on the
ki-
Steam sale?
I kind of have like a New Year's resolution, kind of,
Ooh.
but
Yeah.
it's something that I have been kind of working on. For next year, well, starting the beginning of next year, I'm going to be working closely with someone in my chat channel to produce and do more like streams. So we're
Cool.
actually working on doing like a schedule for it, and then doing a little bit of co-op streaming and seeing how it works out.
Cool.
And I kind of started to realize that I had no personal motivation. I was like, if I'm left to my own accord, I'm not going to do something. And so, like, for a while there, I was just realizing, like, if I'm working for someone, I have all this energy and all this oomph to be like, I'm going to go do this. And I'm going to give it my all, like when I was working for Smite Alternative. And
So
I
are
was
you
like,
being hired to be an editor, essentially?
No, not editor. Like, just
Oh,
working with
game
someone.
companion.
Yeah.
Working with someone to stream.
Okay.
And
That's still
so-
good. I mean, money can drive anyone.
Oh
to
no,
do
there's
anything.
no more money.
Oh, I thought you said you were
I-
getting money.
No money. Unless I can end up doing, like, Twitch partners, which I doubt. But
Come on, girls do really well on Twitch.
never mind.
No, but-
we're gonna bypass that and go into
We're
it.
just not even gonna touch that one.
We're just not. Not. Just not even touching that. Nope.
They know how to run a
Full
channel.
nope.
Boop. Touched it.
Nope. Not touching it.
Just no. No.
No.
Trying to see what's
No.
on Steam. Trying to see if there's like any Steam sales that are worthwhile before we wrap up that I can report. Nope, not
It's,
really.
it's still the holiday one.
Shadowrun, director's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, do
You
that.
should go buy
Yeah.
that.
It's like
I've like
14
bought a
Wow.
I know there are 2 games that I want to get like at the very end when I know they won't be flash sales. Shantae Risky's Revenge and Marlowe Briggs The Mask of Death. I got Freedom Planet, which I actually earned about $5 for my Steam wallet just by auctioning off those trading cards. So I was able to buy a game with them, which is pretty cool.
Goat Simulator's up for $6.69. Get it. Everyone get it.
Go buy Goat Simulator. It's so fun.
Oh, man.
It's so much fun. Curious about that Wasteland 2 game because Total Biscuit liked it. He said that that Wasteland 2, if Fallout didn't become Fallout 3, this could have been the next step for Fallout. So that's my channel. I am probably going to start every Monday just streaming Persona 4 because I have much more motivation to stream Persona 4 than any other game. So
Yep.
you can watch me talk with people in the game and develop social relationships to power up my monsters. Because I can't talk to people in real life.
Fair enough.
I remember when I played Persona 3, the first girl I talked to was like the shy little treasurer girl. And she powered up one of my monsters. And she's like, at the very end, it's
Wow,
like,
I left my follower alert on. Someone just followed my channel. I'm not even actually on my channel, but my follower alert that I was tinkering with last night, and it's just gone this massive alert tone. I've just gone, the fuck?
Oh my god, that's
Nice.
awesome.
guys,
So
follow
I
my
know
channel. Please.
somebody here followed me,
Yep.
and if I was streaming, I would have just seen your name and given you a big thank you, but I don't know who it was, so unfortunately I'll do that
Thank
later.
you for posting all of our Twitches and stuff. Like I said,
Maybe
right
just
after
like a-
this, I'm gonna get
Jeremy,
on.
they're asking if your battery
It was,
is still metal.
Yeah.
Stainless steel. I
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if you noticed at one point I kind of did that. It's because I was playing with it and I dropped it. It kind of stuck in the arm of my chair.
Yep.
It's a real batarang.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to
The
test how
plasma
well they're weighted.
If I can draw it in AutoCAD, I can cut it out of sheet metal or plate or whatever. This is only about 16 gauge, but I've got a couple that I still need to work on that are like 1/8" plates, so those should do some damage.
Nice. Fuck man, it's actually kind of amazing that you have access to those tools. I could imagine there's some freaking sweet shit that you could do with this.
Mhm.
I'm half tempted to go, how much would it cost me to get this made?
The shipping would be the main problem.
I
As
just
far as
got
how
another
much-
follow. I really need to turn that thing off.
Hey, it
Everybody
can't be
follow
bad.
my
everybody
ears.
follow him right now.
It's breaking my
I'm gonna
ears.
go. I'm gonna go and do it right now.
Alright, if you're gonna do it now, I'm gonna put this up to my microphone so you can hear like the sound. Hopefully, be able to see it through my headphones.
Okay,
Well-
Tell
do
me
it.
when you're about to do it.
Well,
I'm about to do
hey,
it. Get it ready.
Hey,
Alright,
We gotta
hey,
wrap
hey.
up. We gotta wrap
I
up.
think you
We
gotta
gotta
wrap
go.
up.
We gotta go. Like we gotta go. So have a good one, guys.
Do it.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye. I'm gonna go get on those feet.